What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles. This yelling startled my youngest son. And it is... You don't know what's going on, do you, buddy? I'm talking to myself. Daddy's talking to himself. And what's up, Texas man? And this is a 4th of July weekend. I just wanted to say, guys, I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I hope none of you guys are working retail. I know, I guess we kind of work retail, but you know what? Forget about it. Family is way more important than selling a couple extra bikes. And you know what? Our prices are good enough that I think people will wait till Friday. If not, I hope they get a great deal wherever they buy their bike from. I work maintenance for retail. I hope you don't have to work tomorrow. What is on your ear? There we go. Yeah. Come on, little buddy. Yeah. I'm over here with my little buddy. Say hi. Ah. He's wiggling out of my arms. This is you guys have seen some of my other kids. This is my youngest. His name is Atlas. And this is him and his little motorcycle. You gotta start him young. You gotta start him real young. You know, I heard a thing. I was listening to my man Ben Shapiro, and I'll go back and read these comments. I listened to my man Ben Shapiro, and they were talking about the 4th and how even the founders were like, "This is the 4th of July should be the celebration of us, you know, getting away, starting our own thing, getting away from the British." And they said it's supposed to be celebrated with campfires and guns and loud stuff and all this. And I was like, wow, we've really done a fairly good job at maintaining that tradition of shooting guns and campfires and explosives and partying and friends and stuff like that. This is the celebration that we all kind of forget, and we all think that we all kind of confuse with Memorial Day, but Memorial Day is completely a little more of a sobering day. This day is party up, have a great time, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family. Don't go to work. I guess if you have a job, you got to go to work. That kind of sucks. Guys, I am open to questions. Me and my main man right here. Let's see what questions you got. You look like the pastor of my church. No offense. I'm not your pastor, and I'm not offended. It sounds like a great church, though. It sounds like you have an ugly pastor. Just picked up a 18 Z900R. I need to stop by one day and have you. Dude, that'd be awesome. Nick Brown, swing it by, man. I would definitely do a test drive of it. That'd be great. What's going on? Happy Treason Day. Treason Day. America. I should be wearing my my new American flag tank top. But yeah, I'm working tomorrow, but that holiday is money. I really like the videos. I'm in the process of paying off debt, and I can't wait to pay it off to buy a bike. Uncle Mike, that's smart, man. I recommend, I mean, let's be honest, a motorcycle is absolutely a necessity, and you should buy it before you pay off any debt. I'm just kidding. I mean, a motorcycle is such a toy, and anyone who says it's not a toy, I don't think it's having that much fun on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a toy. It's supposed to be just, you hop on, you have tons of fun, smiles all over your face. And in the world of necessities, yeah, you know, it was a necessity for me to get out of debt as soon as I could, so I can actually own awesome toys. I'm right there with you, man. Be smart, be wise. I learned this from a man. My man Ravi Zacharias, and he was saying how the best the best pleasures in life, the most legitimate pleasures in life are the ones where they come after the work. You know what I mean? Like, and me, like, an illegitimate pleasure would be one that you get the pleasure and then you work for it after, or you have the pain after, or the, you know, all that stuff comes after. The effort comes after. And that's with anything. You know, if you take out a loan for something, Ravi is my man. If you take out a loan for something, then you have to deal with all the pain for the next 6-7 years, and the interest, and all the work is coming after. If you pay it cash, then you have worked. That's a pleasure that you have labored for before, and it is a better form of, it's a legitimate pleasure. And when you kind of put everything in that perspective, it makes it, kind of clarifies things. We had some questions going on. I mean, I think bikes are great transportation. You know what I mean? What kind of bike do you have? Cards Rule 77, what kind of bike do I have? Well, I mean, it's a tough question. I have a lot of bikes. A couple bikes that I consider to be my personal bikes. I just got rid of my FC07 I really loved. I have a GSXR that I call my track bike, but I gotta stop calling it my track bike. I just might as well just call it a paperweight because I haven't been on the track in 2 years. And then I have I've got a Road King. I've got an 03 anniversary Road King with not quite 120,000 miles. I also have a Honda Rune that we kind of priced high enough that I was like, you know what, if no one buys it, I'm pretty happy because I like the bike. I'm the type of guy where you need a lot of bikes. You like 9 bikes, you know. And actually, one of the I would like to put a supermoto in my collection. I would like to build my own supermoto. Maybe take a CRF 450R and then supermoto it out. That'd be a lot of fun. I think I would just love that bike. Just crushing, slaying it with that supermoto. I've got a KTM, but you know, I'm not a KTM guy. It is a fun bike, but I don't like them. They're so heavy in maintenance. And all right, what does this question say? When test drove a Shadow Aero with windshield, did you feel like the wind hitting the top of your helmet? Probably. A lot of those bikes with larger windshields, when you wear a full face helmet, bigger helmet, you do feel it, and it is super annoying. So the solution is you can just get a lower windshield, so the wind is hitting your helmet, which you won't notice if it's hitting your whole helmet. You notice when it's hitting your top of your helmet. Or take the windshield off, or get a bigger windshield. Okay, great question. My first riding experience, I mean, I rode bicycle forever since I can remember. I rode BMX for a little while. But then I was at it was a guy, he was a youth pastor at my church. He was a youth pastor for the younger kids, and I was an older guy, but I knew him, and somehow word of mouth was like, hey, I need someone to weed whack this hill, because I had a bunch of poison ivy in it, and he was really allergic to poison ivy, and I was like, I just need money. And so I did it, and he's like, well, I can pay you, you know, it was like $100 for like a year of labor probably. You know how it is when you get kids from your church to work for you. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this is money. And hey, still. And he was like, I can pay you, or I can give you this 1978 Gorelli moped. And I loved it.
Oh yeah, Italian ass.
Oh yeah. And so I was 15 at the time. I love that moped. I've gotten like,
Daddy,
I've
look
gotten,
at this.
wow,
Italian
still.
ass.
I've gotten like 2 mopeds just like it sent. I've only ever owned Gorelli mopeds. They're great machines, and I drove it around for maybe a year or 2. I don't even know what happened to it. Maybe I sold it, maybe it broke. Drove around for a while. My buddies all drove it. I put girls in the back somehow, like on the rack. I don't know where they put their feet. I have no idea. I remember riding through town with like old guys yelling stuff like "Better hang on, baby," you know, stuff like that. That was when I knew. I was like, wow, this is it. And then I think a little bit after that. I think a little bit after that, I was thinking like, you know what? I want to put a bigger motor, you know, because the Gorelli, it says it's a 0.5 horsepower. It does like 25 miles an hour, but it's a 0.5 horsepower. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know, I want to get a little bigger. I want to put a bigger motor in this thing. And then ultimately, I realized I just need to get a motorcycle. And then I never got a bike. I didn't get a bike until a buddy of mine was like, hey, and somehow I had this reputation of that I could fix stuff. I don't know how that happened. I had to fix my own cars because I had no money. I just had to. So that was just life. So I had this reputation.
That was really good.
Say hi to the wife.
Hey.
So I had this.
Say hi.
Say hi, still. Hi. Okay. So I had this reputation. Say hi, Starlet.
Hi.
So I had this reputation of, hey, Sean can fix stuff. And this one guy brought over this 1988 Honda Sabre, or no, a V45 Magna. A V45 Magna. And he's like, hey, it's not running right. Can you fix it? And it had a dead battery. That was it. So I got it running. I put a new battery in it. And then I'm sitting there in my driveway. That's amazing still. I'm sitting there, sitting on this bike, it's running, and I had no idea how to ride it. I had no idea. I went to my neighbor's house. I thought he knew how to ride, and it was this old guy, and he would just respond like, yeah, like yes or yes or nay, yay or nay, kind of nod, had a big old beard, and I was like, hey, how do you ride this thing? You know, do I put it in first by pushing up? And he's like, yep, he's like, yep. And I'm like, all right. So I learned how to drive in second gear. And then later I learned how to put it in first gear. I drove stick since I was 16. That was my first car, was a stick shift. Ford Taurus SHO, represent. I'm kind of a Ford guy. Power stroke van right there. And then I rode that bike just up and down the street and then around the block, and I was hooked. I pretty much have had a bike ever since then. I was 19 years old then, and now I'm 58 years old. So, all right, guys. No, I'm not 58. I was just joking. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Oh, that's very nice, Steel.
Good, Dad. Don't drink all of it.
Okay.
It is good, right?
All right, guys. All right, hold on. Here's a question. Gotta love kids. My son would have done the same thing, and he's only gonna be in 2 in September. Just want to say hi from Perry County. Ooh, Perry County. Yeah, come up to see us. I've never driven a CTX 1300. Really? I didn't know they only made them 1 year. All right, guys, that wraps it up.
Daddy, look what I did with my boo-boo.
Uh-oh, boo-boo.
That's seriously hooded.
Wow.
I'm joking. I didn't, when I bit it, I did not feel anything.
Wow, still, say happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, guys. All right.
Daddy, I'm seeing tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm not going to work tomorrow.
I know.
Guys, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the night. Stay up late. Watch a movie.
Ow!
What are you doing, Seal? Watch a movie. Have a great time. And we will see you later. Say happy 4th of July, buddy. Look at that kid. That kid loves America. And so does she. All right, guys. I'm out.
Daddy, you bring all of this because I'm done.